What's up, YouTube? This is R0SA TV. Alright, so before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to a couple of subscribers for showing love to the channel. First of all, much respect to Joshua for the $1 donation via the Cash App, and I see your request. And, I don't know, man. Maybe one day I will go over there, bro, to the Player's Choice and debate, but at the end of the day, I really don't have a desire to do that shit anymore, man. I really don't. I don't know, man. It's just, I guess I already know most of the talking points people are going to have, and it's just, see, I don't debate for the fun of it. Like, I get really passionate in debates, and I don't want to say certain shit that, you know what I'm saying? Like I think people don't understand me when I say that. Like, I don't really like debating because I'm serious about how I feel about shit. I'm really serious when I feel like people disrespect players of the past. And when I hear people do that shit, it enrages me. So it's like, I don't really feel comfortable sometimes even debating about certain shit, except for keeping it on video. But I don't know, depending upon the topic, man, maybe someday I'll go over there and debate with some of these guys over there. But it is what it is. Now, if someone calls me out, then maybe that's something else. But much respect to you for showing love to the channel. Also want to give a shout out to Instinct Takes for the $5 donation via the Cash App as well. Alright? Much respect to you for showing love to R0SA TV, aka R0SA Sports. Alright, so Kanye West, aka Ye, whatever the hell he want to call himself, said some more dumb shit. Just some more dumb shit, man. So he was on a new website. I guess it's new. It's an audio media platform called Clubhouse. And Kanye went on a rant about the civil rights movement, which, at this point, it saddens me that this guy still has people who support him. It just saddens me, and it strengthens my concern about the future of our race. So this is what he had to say. Since 1948, all of these movements, I know woke's going to be mad at me, but all of these heroes, man, it's only one. That's Jesus Christ. You're going to find out something about MLK, something about JFK, something about Malcolm X, Rosa Parks. We know Rosa Parks was a plant. Then he went on to say that Obama really wasn't from Chicago. And what else did he say? They use these media outlets to outrage. Outrage is an economy, the trauma economy. What death are we going to promote this week? It ain't like 14 people ain't getting killed every week in Chicago. But no, we're going to publicize this on our, I'm not going to say whose platform it is, but then he said the Jews were responsible. Look, first of all, he calls Rosa Parks a plant. Number one, while it is true, Rosa Parks was not the first person or first woman to defy the ongoing law that black people are supposed to sit in the back of the bus. She wasn't the first person to defy a bus driver or law enforcement as far as giving up her seat. She's not the first. It did help that she was connected to the NAACP, and it also helped that she was light-skinned. Let's be honest. It helped. But that does not discount what this woman did in an age where people who were black were still at risk of being beaten and murdered by white folks for being disobedient. Okay? Now, it's interesting that this coon-ass nigga brings up the year 1948. This is how I know that signaled to me that this is a dude who's nothing more than a plant himself. You are a ventriloquist dummy for white supremacy. White people use your stupid ass to espouse white supremacist talking points. 1948. Why did he bring up 1948? Well, 1948 was the first year that the liberal wing of the Democratic Party began to show its increasing dominance in the Democratic Party. Because before that, the Dixiecrats, or the Southern Democrats, who ideology was white supremacy, black people should be second-class citizens. Then you had some moderate Democrats who were sympathetic to black people's plight, but they didn't go all out. And then you had liberals at the time. At the time, I think the chief liberal was probably Hubert Humphrey, right? But anyway, 1948 was the first year that the Democratic Party really began, the liberal wing began to show its autonomy from the South. Because before that, to win a national election, there was a coalition between Northern and Southern Democrats. And that's why FDR was able to win such huge landslides. FDR died in 1945. Harry Truman became president. Harry Truman was a really good president, but he was no FDR, especially back in those days. And Truman was a lot more proactive when it came to civil rights. Remember, it was Truman who desegregated the U.S. Armed Services, right? Back in 1947-48, which, of course, the Southern Democrats didn't like. And it was Truman who, in 1948, became the first president, the first Democratic nominee, I should say, to have civil rights legislation, even no matter how tepid it was, to have civil rights legislation on the plank for his second term. That pissed off the Dixiecrats, the Southern Democrats. They bolted the Democratic Party. And their leader, J. Strom Thurmond, one of the most racist motherfuckers in the United States Senate and Congress, ran for president under the Dixiecrats. And I believe he carried 4 states during that election. But Truman also alienated the extreme right-wing plank, or light-wing, or the extreme left-wing members of the Democratic Party. And some of them supported Henry Wallace, who was a communist sympathizer. Of course, communism was a 4-letter word back then, right? But I'm going to focus on the right wing. Truman was doomed, supposedly, to lose the election. But ultimately, Truman was still able to win rather convincingly without much of the support of the Solid South. So this proved that the Democrats, the liberal wing, could win without necessarily having the full support of the South. So 1948 is interesting that he chooses that year, because you could trace the first little fucking pebbles of the civil rights movement in 1948. This is a black man talking like this. This is a living embodiment of a step and fetch it. For this dude, this ungrateful fucking nigger, And yes, I use it with the full ER and capitalize that motherfucker. This is an ungrateful fucking nigger. The opportunities that you've had in this country have been afforded you due to the sacrifices of those starting way back during the abolitionist movements in the movement in the 1840s, 1850s, increasingly 1860s, and when we went through another 100 years of Jim Crow. You disrespect them, but you never have anything to say about Ronald Reagan, who was a plant for conservatives and racists in the 1970s and 80s, who was a rubber stamp, who was caught on film being told when to speak and when not to speak like a good white boy by someone who was supposed to be a subservient but really was his boss. The motherfucker who ran the banks. Told Reagan what to say. You've seen it. You probably seen the video. Okay, you can go ahead and speak now. Okay, all right, well. But you don't talk about his ass. You really think that Donald Trump was in control? Everybody talk about how Biden is all befuddled and he not in control. That's true. You think Trump was? You think Bush was? You think Bush was in full control when 9/11 happened? You stupid ass nigga. All presidents have fucking bosses. Don't just use this shit when a Democrat's in the fucking White House. Stupid ass motherfucker. I can't stand this nigga now, man. This nigga's the embodiment of all coons wrapped into one. Super coon ass nigga. And who cares if some of the shit he's saying has truth to it? That don't fucking make up for all the disrespect this dude keeps spewing for black people. I never thought I would see the day when I would see so many fucking sellout ass motherfuckers who got a nerve to sit up there and swear that it's me or other people that had a problem. Yes, Dr. King had closets, skeletons in his closet. Yeah, Malcolm X had skeletons in his closet. Yeah, Rosa Parks had skeletons. Nobody walking this earth is perfect. But I tell you one thing, he invokes Jesus Christ. I bet you when he thinks of Jesus Christ, he envisions a white man. Because to him, the white man is perfect. The white man is what he's trying to attain to be. He's always running behind white people. That's what he wants to be. A white man. Stupid ass. And this dude is always trying to speak up highly about the Nazis. Does he realize that most of the SS, a lot of the SA, those was Hitler's primary, personal army? Does he realize that a lot of the Nazis and the SS and the SA were confirmed homosexuals? I'm just saying. I'm not trying to cast aspersions any way or the other, but I'm just saying. A lot of motherfuckers who keep praising the Nazis as Hebrews, I think they have a problem with that lifestyle, right? But y'all keep praising these dudes. That's what happens when you don't really know what the fuck you talking about. They talking about promotion of violence. Yes. The media is full of shit. Absolutely. And we condemn the media, which is 90% left wing. I'm not saying he isn't telling the truth about that, but is Fox News any better? And when Fox News does talk about violence in Chicago, they're not trying to be proactive. They're not talking about, oh, we want to help the black community. They're trying to smear us as violent animals. Look at the comment section. They're giving their people red meat to talk shit about us. Because they know that the primary audience of Fox News, a lot of them are racist ass white people who love to see everybody take a dump on black people because we're supposedly the problems with this with society. But at this point, man, this guy's lost. He's lost, and I can care nothing about him. I care nothing about this guy, and I really wish people at this point would just stop paying this guy any attention. I really do. I really wish people stop paying this dude any attention. He hates himself. He hates that he's black. And all the signs are there. This guy walking around with big ass jack boots like he's a Nazi. Guy walking around with his hair dyed blonde and blue contacts. Dude lighting his skin or wore some shit to try to make his skin look like. This dude is Sammy Sosa on steroids today, man. And motherfuckers follow this dude, but yet hate Giannis Antetokounmpo. I can't understand that shit. Now Kyrie, I understand 100% supporting him, but this clown, this dude's a clown. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it.